guys, we are doing another CG Gels Slam kind of review today. This is completely and totally dedicated to the LA Looks line because I have gone out and sampled a few more gels from that line that I want to share with you guys. Just a couple things about the line in general before I get started. Some things, some characteristics, I guess, that all three of these gels have that I'll just say now so I don't have to, repeat myself 3 times. I'm a big fan of the LA Looks line because they are very easy to find. Number one, you can find, some variety or other of LA Looks just about everywhere. I can get it down at the grocery store. And they are really affordable. You will get a 20-ounce bottle, which is this size, for about $3 to $4, sometimes as low as maybe $2, depending on where you get it at maybe Walmart. So they are really affordable. You get a lot for your money. They don't cost much. They're all silicone free. I think they're all alcohol free. So they're excellent for the curly girl method. And they come in different levels as well. Depending on, again, where you go, there'll be, different varieties here and there. But they have a pretty big range in performance in terms of the hold. And just one thing to note, they all have protein in them, I believe. And I believe all of them also have glycerin as well. Just to put that out there now, if you have any kind of protein sensitivity, just to beware, or if glycerin bothers your hair at certain times of the year, that might be something to be aware of as well. I don't think it's very high up in the ingredients list, or it might vary from variety to variety, I'm not sure, but that is just something else to say about the products in general. Now, if you have watched some of my other gel slam videos or my other curly girl routines, I have been using the NutriCurl gel for a really long time, which is by LA Looks. It comes in the opaque lime green container. It's not one of the see-through ones. It's advertised as like a level 8 hold and has avocado oil in it, which is why I liked it for a while, because it was so moisturizing. And I know I've recommended it to a few people and they have really liked it too. But in recent months, I've decided that that's not really doing the best for my hair anymore. I guess because as I've gotten better at dealing with my hair and like extending, a single wash over several days, I have found, at least on my hair, that gel does not hold up very well over multi-day hair. It's very soft. It's advertised as a level 8 hold, but it is very soft. There's virtually no crunch to scrunch out, and I have found that the longer I have it in my hair, the puffier my curls kind of get, and they just kind of like fall out, if you know what I'm talking about. And so that I decided it wasn't really doing the best for me. And from my experimentation since then, I have discovered that at least what is better for my hair is to leave the moisturizing properties to like my rinse out and my leave-in, and to just go for hold on a gel, and that's it. So the first variety of gel that I'm going to share with you today, and I'm kind of working up from in level of hold, at least in terms in performance. So we're starting with the softer ones and going up toward the harder ones. This is also advertised as a level 8, which is the same as the NutriCurl, but performance-wise it's not the same. I'll get into that later. This is called the Mega Hold. It's this very nice emerald green, and they call this a Radical Control Styling Gel. As I said, it is advertised as a level 8 hold. I won't bother reading the back. The first thing that I noticed with applying this is that it was crunchier on my hair than the NutriCurl. I mean, I don't mind that anymore because I know how to scrunch out the crunch, as it were. But even just applying it, it was a little bit more crispy. So despite the fact that it is labeled the same, it didn't really perform the same, if that makes sense. The big thing that I want to point out about this is that it contains lanolin. My camera probably will not zoom in on this, but it is there, PEG 75 lanolin. And I think that caused a few problems. It's not a silicone, so I don't think it's technically verboten under the curly girl method, but it can cause some problems. If you are not familiar with what lanolin is, it's, I guess you could call it an oil. It is the substance that sheep produce in their skin to moisturize their wool coats. Kind of similar to what our scalps do with producing oil for our hair. It's just it's derived from sheep. And I know it's often used in balms as like a moisturizing agent. I think it's really popular for breastfeeding mothers too. Just a fun fact, but it's supposed to be very moisturizing, but I think it's known for being heavy and kind of greasy, and I think that caused some problems with my hair. the first thing that I noticed when I was applying this after I showered, I would go to rinse my hands off because I had gel all over my hands and I was getting conditioner on my hands from scrunching the gel in, and the bottle kept slipping out of my hand. So I would try to rinse the stuff off of my hands on the faucet, and I felt afterward that my hands it felt like there was something on my hands. They weren't specifically sticky, but there was definitely a film there. I could feel it like when I flexed my fingers, and that was just from using water. So I think the lanolin might have had something to do with it, and I do not know if it is fully water soluble. I don't remember if I co-washed this out. I really don't remember, I'm sorry. So I can't tell you whether or not it will come out with just straight conditioner washing. You may need to use an actual shampoo in order to get it out. I haven't seen any real issues with my hair afterward. As I said, I don't remember how I washed it out, but even if you don't see much from it at first, it's possible that it could build up in the long term. In addition to that film, I noticed that my curls were a lot more elongated with this, and I tend to have some elongation at this time of year anyway with looser curls and whatnot because there's less humidity in the air. It's winter weather where I am right now, if you're not sure. But it was noticeable, so I take it was more than what I'm used to. And I think, again, it was because of this. That was a drawback for me. And then in addition to that, the longevity that I got from my wash and go, I made, I think, maybe third day hair with this, but it was definitely a top knot day, or I should say it would have been a top knot day even if I hadn't been at the end of my semester and finals and everything, because my hair was basically living in a top knot for a while. But even aside from that, it wouldn't have been I think nice enough to be down. It wasn't straight up greasy, but I could tell that it was kind of like over moisturized and too shiny, getting too shiny, and it needed to be washed. And again, I'm really thinking that it was the lanolin in this that did that, because I don't normally get that from LA Looks gels. One more thing about this gel and the way it was on my hair, in addition to my hair being kind of like icky like I talked about, I also noticed that some of my curls were kind of starting to come like unentwined from around each other. If I can find a good example, like this guy, you can see how they're just like some curls that are kind of wrapped around each other. They're like smaller waves that kind of wrap around each other to form a kind of ringlet-y sort of thing. I noticed that even on like first day hair, those were starting to come apart from being wrapped around each other, which is something that I have noticed happening. I think when I use something that's a little too heavy for my hair, like for a long time I was using Shea Moisture's Restorative Shea Butter Conditioner as a leave-in, and I was getting that similar effect, and I think it is just from the excess weight on my hair. So I definitely did not like this gel. I won't be repurchasing it. As to whether or not I recommend it, I would say maybe for like tighter curl patterns, if you want more elongation, you want more length in your curls, or if you just want something more moisturizing, you might try this and see how it works for you. But as I said, there are just a lot of drawbacks for this one, and I am not liking it at all. Right, the next gel that I am sharing with you today is the Polish Perfect from LA Looks. It's this beautiful purple color. Today's video is brought to you by the color purple. This is also advertised as a level 8 hold. They call this one Mega Hold, and they say it is an anti-frizz shine gel. I first heard of this from a comment that a viewer left on one of my videos, asking if I had ever, encountered this variety, and I hadn't. I since found it somewhere where I don't normally shop, over near my grandmother's house. It's just, a different Rite Aid location from where I usually go, and that's the only place where I have seen it, so I'm guessing that maybe this might be a harder variety to find. Big things about this ingredient wise is that it has quartz in it. This has a higher protein content as well. It has keratin amino acids listed as the fourth ingredient. I saw keratin amino acids on this one too. It was down near the bottom, I think. Yeah, and glycerin. Glycerin on this one is lower down. Keratin amino acids and glycerin. The amino acids are like the fifth ingredient from the bottom, and there is also Ranhella soy protein ferment in here. I have no idea what exactly that is, but if it's soy protein, it is a form of protein, just to point that out. They are much lower down on the list on this one. This one has a higher concentration of the keratin amino acids, and it also has PEG-40 hydrogenated castor oil, which I think is for a little more moisture with the shine. Now, I didn't point this out with like the PEG and whatnot. I usually point this out. I didn't say anything about it with the lanolin. PEG or PPG in front of an ingredient, I believe from what my understanding is, it means that the product has been like kind of chemically reformulated to make it more water soluble. You'll see that with like some silicones, like a PEG such and such dimethicone is a lot easier to get out of your hair than just pure straight dimethicone. But again, I don't think that really helped with the lanolin. I haven't really noticed an issue from the castor oil. Castor oil is not, I don't think it's technically off limits, but I think it's kind of like a beware of ingredient, because if you've never worked with castor oil, it's very thick and sticky, and it's really tough to get out of your hair without a shampoo. I know, I've tried it. So as I said, I don't think I've really had a problem with buildup, but that might be something to pay attention to as well. I don't get the same like ickiness in my hair and like the same feeling on my hands using this gel that I do with the green stuff, with the lanolin in that one. So I don't really think that is a problem. With regard to frizz, it's kind of hard to tell right now because the air is so dry. I know I have a little bit of stuff up here, but I think that's just from like me sleeping on it and having it rubbing around inside a cap all night. I will insert a picture in a couple seconds from over the summer when I first bought this and tried this, and you can maybe see a difference. So for during the summer, that's pretty good, and again, being on camera tends to make my hair look better, but I remember not having much issue with frizz using this gel over the summer, so I think it was pretty effective with that. This is, yeah, it is also a level 8 hold, and in terms of hold, I would say it's probably around the same as that one. There is some crunch, a little bit of crunch, when my hair is fully dried, but again, it's not a problem to get out. The hold on it, I think, is softer. This is second day hair that I have in right now, and it is looser and wavier than some second day hair that I have gotten, like maybe with the third gel that I'm going to talk about, which is up a level on LA Looks' hold scale. On the first day, I don't think it's too terribly noticeable if they're looser. Again, as I mentioned, my curls tend to be a little looser this time of year anyway, but for second day hair, I think I definitely noticed that there is more softness to the curls that I got, and also with a picture that was there a few moments ago, my curls were, I think, a little softer and looser with that anyway as well, and that was over the summer, as I said. This stuff does really revive well with water. A lot of these gels I can feel when I spritz my hair with a little water in the morning, which is basically all I do after taking my hair down and sleeping on it, is that I can feel the gel kind of come back a little bit. I can feel a little bit of firmness to my curls. I think over here they were looking a little bit jelly earlier from having spritzed water on them. I like that because I can feel the gel coming back. I can feel that it, it's still there and it's still lasting and still trying to do its job. As to whether or not I recommend this, yes, I would definitely recommend this. I do like this gel. I should say, I mean, I don't dislike it, I don't mind it, but I do have one other gel that I think I do like better, which is the one that I'm going to talk about after this. Right, the third and last gel that I have to talk about today is the Mega Hold, which they say is a rock hard fixation gel. This is a level 9 on their hold scale. It is yellow, in case you didn't notice. And frankly, this is actually my favorite of the bunch. This is actually the first gel that I went out and bought after I decided not to use the NutriCurl anymore. I figured I would go up one on the hold scale. But I mean, as I said, there were a couple gels that are kind of in between, according to what is marked on the bottle. Like the last two are a little bit firmer than the NutriCurl, but they are not quite as firm as this. This also has double protein in it. Like I think it was the Mega Hold, the green one. It has keratin amino acids and this Ranhella soy protein ferment. They are both down near the bottom of the ingredients list along with the glycerin, so I don't think there will be a huge problem for anyone with glycerin or protein issues, but it probably is something to be aware of. This one also, it revives very well with water. The gel lasts probably the best of any that I've tried over multiple days. When I spritz my hair, I can feel the firmness come back to a greater extent than I can with the purple, the Polish Perfect. And as I said, that is something that I like. I feel like the longevity in this gel is best. As I said kind of at the beginning, I am liking firmer hold gels now, and I feel like this is a really nice compromise between a softer hold like what I had earlier and like the sport gel, which I know a lot of curlies like. I know Water Lily 716 likes it. I tried it, and I think my very first CG Gels battle video, and I really didn't like it because it was so hard for me to get the crunch out afterward. That was a little too much for my hair, but this stuff I think is pretty much exactly what I need. And it's definitely my favorite of the bunch. That is it for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, taking the time to watch. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got some hints or ideas, or at very least enjoyed watching. I want to again say hello to my new subscribers. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining in. Make sure you head over to Facebook and check out my Facebook page because I post videos there when they are finally live. I have some pictures and all kinds of interesting stuff that I pass along. And I guess I will see you guys next time. Thanks so much. Bye.